Oh, fuck. Your turn.
New scene? Okay. You wake to the weak glare of sunlight streaming in through the small, high window in the wall. You can't remember your room having this kind of feature, or any hotel or motel room for that matter, and then yesterday comes crashing back to you. You glance at the time to see that you've slept into the afternoon. Experiencing the accident yesterday must have left you tired out. Despite having been assured yesterday evening that you were free to anything in the fridge, you still feel like you're imposing on the Pines family and try preparing as polite a guest breakfast as you can. You wash your dishes in the sink before you leave, and just as you're about to exit the kitchen, you bump into Ford.
Alright, let's do this. He's startled by how hot we are.
Of course.
Yes, from yesterday. Of course.
For a good solid moment, Ford regards you in awkward silence.
Relatable. I had a moment like that the other day at the lab.
Silence.
No!
More silence!
No!
Ford clears his throat.
I believe Stanley's taking a look at your car outside if you want to be there for it.
You give a nod and make to leave for real this time when Ford speaks up again.
And Lute, I'm sorry again for the accident. If I'd been smarter about... Well, let's just say it's entirely my fault, and you shouldn't worry about this at all. When it comes down to it, Stanley does have a knack for cars. I predict you'll be back on the road in a matter of weeks.
Weeks. You can't keep the dismay off your face, and can't really bring yourself to try either.
Oh, fuck, it's my turn. What am I going to do with weeks?
Ford, who'd gone kind of uncomfortable and closed off when your face fell, recovers at the prospect of a question he can answer.
Well, there's the town to tour, of course. I'm still talking to myself.
Yeah, you are. At least I'm narrating it.
And the Mystery Shack. But if you ask me, all that pales in comparison to... Hold on. Do you hear that?
Ford turns to the kitchen doorway to investigate.
Sounds like...
The sound comes again, and this time you hear it as well. The squeal of a pig, followed by a pair of quick footsteps running down the stairs.
Got it.
Waddles tumbles past the open kitchen doorway, and Mabel comes into view soon after, a few sheets of paper clutched in hand. Ford steps quickly out of the kitchen, and you follow to the doorway, getting there just in time to see the apparent tug-of-war between Mabel and her pig over a saliva-covered sheet of paper.
Okay, wait. Okay, real quick. Look at that fucking in the room back there. There's a fucking rib cage and a damn saw on the wall. Lute would have run if he saw that shit.
It's just one of, like, Stan's taxidermy projects,
I know that.
probably.
I know that, but Lute doesn't know that Stan does taxidermy.
He's probably seen some of the taxidermies sitting around by now.
Your turn. You're talking.
The paper rips, and after nearly toppling backward from her efforts, Mabel recovers, snatching the scrap of ripped paper from Waddle's jaws and lifting both pieces up victoriously.
Haha! Mabel wins again! Now I just gotta find Grunkle Ford! Fuck, I did it wrong.
No, you were fine. Ford, who'd run forward and held a hand out to steady this energetic child when she'd been in danger of toppling over.
That's me.
Yep. Now finds a number of crumpled sheets of paper shoved into his hands. Mabel tugs urgently at his coat. You don't have to actually tug on me.
Grunkle Ford, you have got to help me!
I like that effect, the loud. Ford kneels down to face Mabel with a serious though concerned look.
Slow down, Mabel. What's the matter? Dipper found a stack of pages from your old journals, and I walked in and Waddles ran up and started eating one, and he must have been chewing on it to warn me, Grunkle Ford, because look!
Mabel takes the ripped halves of paper back from Ford's hand and joins them together, holding it up for Ford to see.
Spell. I see. And you took it as warning? Yes! It says here that it eats small dogs, and Waddles is a small pig, but he sorta looks like a dog from far away, and Waddles must have feared for his life!
Waddles seems to second this notion with a snort. Or not, as it seems the pig is lounging adorably a short distance away in the hallway. You can't imagine what this dangerous predator could be. Some kind of wolf? Wolf? Something bigger?
Wolf.
I like saying wolf. You know what? Some kind of wolf? Something bigger? You're suddenly not so keen on staying anymore.
Remember the pterodactyl I told you about? Waddles was so scared that time, I can't let him leave my side.
Pterodactyl? You suppose pigs are allowed in museums around here?
How about I finish that repellent I never got around to completing? That'll keep Waddles safe from harm.
Mabel flops down on the floor in relief.
Grunkle Ford, you are an actual lifesaver. Waddles, you have nothing to fear.
Ford chuckles, lifting himself out of the kneel and standing back up.
All right, I'll go get my recipe.
Ford turns to leave, and you suddenly remember that with nothing better to do for the weeks you're going to be here, it wouldn't hurt to get to know Ford. He seems to know what there is to do around town anyway, and you'll need that to not die of boredom in the first week. Or, more pressingly, you could go check on your car and see what Stan's made of it so far. You're not exactly eager to face seeing your car on the side of the house again, though. What should you do?
Check out our car because we're going stoot.
Fuck yeah.
Later, Ford!
After Ford leaves, Mabel rolls away with her pig towards the living room, and you head out of the house in search of Stan.
Wait, what does that mean?
What?
Does she, roll, somersault, or is she, rolling, on the floor with Mabel, with Waddles, when she rolls down the hills and shit like that?
I'm imagining her just, rolling, sideways, like a barrel roll.
Barrel roll!
Somersaulting is cute, too.
Somersaulting with the pig.
The Mystery Shack should only have 4 main sides, but you feel like you've made your rounds past 5 of them before finally seeing your absolute wreck of a car. You swear it looks even worse than it did when you crashed it.
Damn it, Stan!
Stan stands before it, hands on his hips, as he looks at the large wooden S that made its indent in the car's hood.
How bad is it?
I'm not gonna do a good job here. Can't tell yet, not till I get this letter off the hood. That S never did like to stay in place.
Mystery hack, huh? What?
I just like that. Look, if you're gonna insult me... Oh, you were reading the sign. I'm fixing that later, alright? Just avert your eyes. Don't look at it. Offer to help him or let him do it himself.
WWLD.
Lute's kinda lazy.
Yes, but he's also a helpful individual.
That's true, too.
I don't know. I feel like Lute would want to do something because he doesn't have a lot of the anxiety that some people in his family have. But he would not want to just stand around in a strange location doing nothing and watching this.
So
I feel like he
offer to help him.
I mean, what do you think?
I think let's go with that.
Okay, we'll help Stan. Guess we should fix it as soon as possible then.
Sounds good to me. Give me a hand here, would ya?
Agreed, Mark.
Stan directs you to help him push the wooden S off of the car. It stalls a little in its own dent, but with another firm shove, its end meets the ground. Stan gives it another push with a grunt, and it tips, falling completely to the ground with a whomp.
Wait. Fuck.
Now that it's free of its burden, Stan lifts up the dented hood of the car to take a look inside. He hums and huzzes and rubs a hand over his chin in thought, walking over to his toolbox and grabbing a tool before walking back, still assessing the damage. Yeah, this one's gonna take a while. You've got parts that need replacing, not to mention she's not gonna look so hot after this. Not unless Ford's got the tech squirreled away somewhere that can smooth out these dents.
Just use hammers.
The more he tells you of the situation, the more this all sinks in. You really are stuck here. Stan spots your worried frown. Hey, Lute, right? Look, I know how this sounds, but with me on the job, you'll be all set and back out on the road in no time.
You think so?
Kid, I know so. I even got a plan to get those replacement parts of yours. Might not be able to clean up all the scuff marks after I'm done, but she'll run. And hey, so maybe you gotta stay a couple days. So what? There are worse places to get stranded, believe me. In fact, I'd even say the Mystery Shack is the best place to get stranded. We've got all tons of stuff for people just passing through. Merchandise, magic, mystery, any other M words, mayhem, you get the idea. Stan tosses the tool in his hand back in the toolbox, exchanging it for another. He works for a while longer in your silence. Yeah, that's what it said. Just sounded weird. Metallic clanks and the occasional heavy breath, all that All that mixes with the sounds of the outdoors.
Ooh.
You stand by, awkward, uncomfortable, and a little useless.
How dare you? Can I help with anything?
Know anything about cars?
No. Actually, Lute does know things about cars, but, well, maybe he knows
Stan
things about
straightens,
tractors.
cracks his back, and sets down a tool before leaning casually against the nearest load-bearing surface. He wipes his forehead, lets his hand fall to his waist, and gives you an assessing look. Assessing.
So descriptive.
How about collages? Telltales? Improv?
Yeah, I think I can handle that. But what does that have to do with this?
You gesture at your stranded car. Or is it gesture?
It's gesture.
You gesture at your stranded car, held in limbo between life and death by nothing other than Stan Pine's car expertise and a little luck. Nothing. I was planning on having you help me and Seuss around. You help me help Seuss around the shack. A favor for a favor. What do you say? Well, it's more interesting than helping Ford with his pest problem? You accept. Alright, follow me.
Does this qualify as a change in scene, or you can keep reading? I'm gonna eat more tofu.
Okay. I like reading anyway. You follow Stan back into the mystery shack, passing by the showroom and getting a glimpse of an energetic figure leading a flock of tourists through a veritable sea of obviously fabricated oddities. You hear the words, oh, is this Seuss? And this is the 9th wonder of the world, right in the mystery shack. It's what makes this place world famous, dudes.
Decent.
Stan notices your pace slowing as you listen and tosses an explanation back for you. That's Seuss. During operating hours, he's the Mystery Shack's one and only Mr. Mystery. I told him he didn't have to keep the shack running while he's on vacation, but the kid's got a passion for the role. You interested in this kind of stuff?
I was thinking about going on a tour.
It feels weird now that you're staying at a tourist trap, though, and you were kind of going to poke fun at the exhibits. Harder to do when you have to live around your tour guide.
It's fine, really.
Nah, I think I want to give you a tour of the place. You'll get one from the founder himself. You ever hear one of my plugs on the radio? You weren't really paying attention to the radio during the drive, just taking in the Oregon scenery. See the signs pointing to this place for over a mile down the road? Again, you were pretty preoccupied with the Oregon scenery, but you guess you did see some signs with question marks on them. That's some vague advertising. Just seeing what works. Bumper stickers, huh? Still got one on Ford.
You missed the ha.
Oh, let me go back.
Oh.
Just seeing what works. Bumper stickers, huh? Ha. Still got one on Ford. Anyway, follow me, folks. Well, folk. Get ready to be amazed. Stan starts leading you back the way you came. You trail behind him, a little skeptical, but definitely curious.
Didn't you say the founder would lead this tour? Is Seuss the founder?
Stan laughs. Ha! What? No, I'm the founder. Built this place from the ground up. Well, metaphorically speaking. I mean, the house was here, and the junk was here, but I was the one who spun this place into a wondrous house of mysterious junk. Stan gestures with his arms like he's smoothing out a rainbow.
Oh,
You're
okay.
not very impressed. Prepare to be amazed. You're still not very impressed, but his energy gets you hoping you'll be amazed anyway.
Aw.
There's a tour group in the showroom right now, so I'll be taking you a different cycle that completely misses them. We're starting in the gift shop.
Fuck yeah!
You enter the gift shop, a simple room crowded top to bottom with the standard tourist souvenirs and merchandise. You see t-shirts with question marks, mugs with question marks, and pretty much everything has question marks. In one corner of the room stands a lumpy attendant of a statue labeled The Founder, recognizable as Stan only by the nose and glasses. This room usually comes after I butter the customers up to buying things, but since you're staying a while, I'll have plenty of time to sell you stuff later. Take a look around. If you see an impulse buy, make it. Nothing like trusting your instincts.
Pretty good vodka. Do you want to try some?
Oh my god, you can look at things or buy things? I'm not sure what this
Alright,
is.
so first off, do you want to... I'm not giving that to you. I'm letting you have a sip. What would Lute look at first? The hat?
Maybe. He likes hats.
The eyeballs? If only to tell Angie later, hey, guess what I saw?
And guess what saw me? Get it? Because eyeballs.
Yeah. Maybe the freezer. Let's start with maybe the eyeballs.
Thought we sold this thing years ago. Ha, nah, I forgot to put a price on it. Just has a $ sign on it. Stan takes a dark marker and squeezes in a $9.99. Then he goes back and makes it $29.99. That jar's got a lot of eyeballs.
Are they? Let's do the hat now.
Dipper used to wear one of those. Seuss tells me they sold like hotcakes after Ford tossed his journals into the bottomless pit. Funny, those events have no correlation.
Damn.
Journals? Bottomless pit? We'll have a chance to swing by the bottomless pit later. It's a prime spot on every tour because the troublemakers always accidentally trip in and I get to lead the tour without them for 20 minutes. I'm kidding. Should have seen the look on your face.
Let's do the freezer now. Right, Mark? There's so much meta.
Just because you're saying over does not mean you get to sneak over here for a popsicle.
Oh shit, we pissed him off!
I get to do that, but that's because this used to be my place and I get founder benefits.
That's the same as elderly benefits.
I also get founder dibs on the pineapple ice pops.
Damn it!
What's next?
Let's look at the statue.
Yeah, check out the stand that's next to the real stand. Yeah, should have asked Mabel to carve it. You gotta admit that every version of me has got a charming smile, though.
Sure, Stan. Aztec calendar.
Okay, we're just gonna look at everything, right? Okay, good. I absolutely know how to read that thing, and you should buy it.
T-shirt.
Who doesn't love a good souvenir t-shirt? They're great for layering.
Trans Stan.
And they've got the characteristic Mystery Shack question mark on them.
What makes it a Mystery Shack question mark instead of just a regular question mark?
You ask too many questions. Or do you?
Fuck off!
He says that last part in an exaggerated tone that betrays it as a sales pitch. This guy has no subtlety.
That's just the way Lute likes it. Pyramid of mugs.
Okay. You can't actually take one out of that stack. I glued them together way back when. Secret business trick.
And you're telling me cause...
No one will ever believe you. Then they'll try it, and the whole stack will fall to the floor. You notice the "you break it, you buy it" sign on the wall.
I just finished off my vodka, my mouth is on fire.
Good. I think this is the last one. Seuss has always been the hardest worker in the place. It was only natural to hand it over to him. And I think we're done looking now.
Yep.
You sure? Well, I think I hear the tour group heading out of the showroom anyway. Now, most tourists don't appreciate nature's artistic genius, by which I mean my artistic genius, because I remembered you're going to help me out today. You don't think up a money-making wonder. God, Stan talks so freaking much.
I love him.
A money-making wonder like the Sasquatch by having a boring 9-to-5 office job. You think it up when you wonder, why hasn't anyone found the Sasquatch? Could it be that its name has been mispronounced this whole time?
Do you want me to do the narration since Stan's talking so much right now and Lute's not talking?
You can
much?
if you want.
I don't know. You just let me know. Sorry.
You can go ahead. I can tag you into narration.
Are you tagging me in?
you?
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, just let me know when you've soaked up enough inspiration from this room, because you're gonna need to use it right after.
Ah, fuck.
Is it just gonna stay like this until I hit enter again?
I like how he's got, like, horns.
Oh my god, he does. He's evil.
No, he's handsome. He's a forest spirit.
He's a mischievous devil.
I think it's...
Alright, come on. You're gonna see what makes this place the Mystery Shack instead of just the Shack.
Ooh, the rum's got more vodka, more alcohol than the vodka.
I like this line.
The Shack. It's like the bar. It used to be the bench.
We're making another attraction for the showroom. Yeah, Allie is referencing, like, a thing that we came up with, which was just AU. What was it? AU where Stan...
It's a bartender and owns a bar, like, Cheers. And Whitney made, like, the best fucking joke ever.
What was it? Was it just, it's called like the mystery bars, or was it just the bar?
No, it was the mystery shack, remember?
Oh, right.
And you were talking about, like, you know, he jokes about, like, he's gonna level it up, like, you know, it's gonna be the mystery house someday.
Right, that was what it was.
And Whitney was joking, like, you know, Stan jokes that you should've, glad you weren't here when it was the mystery,
well, like the mystery shed.
And the mystery park bench, the mystery backseat of my car.
Yeah, just the mystery living in my car.
Oh shit,
You're
you
narrating this time.
That's right. You follow Stan through the living room to the kitchen, where stuffing and animal parts are strewn across the surface to your left. Stan pulls out a thick needle and spool of thread, and as an afterthought adds a couple of nails and a hammer to the pile. It seems a little unsanitary to do this right across from the fridge, and it has the potential to look almost gruesome if it weren't so oddly cartoonish.
It's because you're in a cartoon.
I agree, Mark. The mystery shack is the love shack, baby. Well, it will be. He steps up to the workspace and pulls at the googly eyes that have been glued over the lifeless, glassy ones, typical of taxidermy. Mabel's contributions to the craft project remain firmly intact.
Huh, that's what I get for letting Mabel bring her stash of scrapbooking supplies. That's one more thing to add to the backstory.
Backstory?
What? You don't really think tourists are dumb enough to believe that the thing you're selling them is what you tell them it is, just like that, do ya? Because if you do, you'll be set to do business in Gravity Falls. Anywhere else, though, customers take a little more work. See, every good piece comes with some kind of story, or if you're Poindexter, some kind of lore. Horror stories work pretty well, because with enough suggestion, people can always find ways to spook themselves. Done it for years. It's kind of an art.
Stan appears nonchalant, but you can see a quiet pride within him. Aww.
Does it sound easy, or does it sound hard?
Well, it involves, like, lying and shit, and Lute's probably not a very good liar.
So it sounds hard?
Mm-hmm.
Plus this'll
we want to butter him up.
Yeah. That's why I'm here, to make sure you do it right. You're still doing all the work, though.
Oh, fuck, he didn't smile or anything. Did we make the wrong choice?
I don't think so. I think that it's just variation.
You said you've done this for years?
Always had a knack for it, even when I was a kid. Sure, there was a little learning curve involved. And I've had a few unhappy customers over the years.
Stan pauses, seemingly to reminisce, and the mixed smile grimace on his face tells you he probably had many, many unhappy customers.
But mostly I've run a business on telling lies. I mean stories. You're learning from a true master, kid.
Oh, fuck.
So why don't you run this place anymore? You work like you're still part of this place.
You work like you're still part of this place. Let's go with that one.
Okay. You can take a man out of the mystery shack, but you can never take the mystery shack out of a man. Specifically
it's not
me.
Mystery shack, it's just mystery out of a man.
But you can never take the mystery out of a man. Specifically me, which is why I'm back to work even though I don't have to. 30 years of the same routine will do that to ya. Oh, I guess we get to keep asking things.
Why don't you run this place anymore?
I can do the narration because you're drinking.
Yeah.
Stan's grin melts into something softer, maybe a little bittersweet. My brother wanted to drag me off on a trip with him. Couldn't say no, and I couldn't just close the place, so I left it all to Seuss. He practically grew up in this place, you know? Definitely wouldn't have entrusted it to Wendy. She's usually the cashier around here in the summer. It's weird having to explain all this to you. I keep thinking you already know all this. Now it's what was your original vision? Vision? Make money. What other vision do you need? But over the years, sure, I've used the mystery line for advertising. Who isn't curious? Who doesn't want to be amazed? Kids are the most skeptical of the bunch, though, let me tell ya. Once they hit about 8 or 9, they love trying to prove it's all fake. Then they get older and realize there's nothing good left in the world unless you pretend there is, and everyone pretends along with you because they're all desperate. Damn, that's so deep. Stan, you're making me sad.
Stan turns his attention back to the workspace, and you notice once more the daunting selection of items that lay upon the table. Oh, I thought Nico was eating something. She was just looking at you. It's not the number, but the variety that makes you unsure of how you're going to craft something out of this.
Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do with this stuff. Surprise me!
Chupacabra! Stan walks off to the side to, you guess, do some work of his own. You're glad he's not going to watch you the whole way through. How are you going to approach this?
Piece together as many matching parts as you can find. Piece together as many disparate parts as you can find. Keep things a nice mix of matched and mismatched.
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
What to do?
He'd go for the mismatch. Would you agree with that, hon?
The mix of matched and
No, I
mismatched,
think- I
or
think
just
it's-
mismatched?
I think
This
it's
one?
the piece together. Mark, clarify! 1, 2, or 3? 2.
Alright, this one.
We're doing it if it fucks up our relationship with Stan. Oh,
Now,
fuck.
how should you keep these parts attached?
We see him use a stapler in the show, but we also see him use stitching. I don't think Lou would go with hammer and nails. Would you agree with that statement? I feel like he'd want to be more subtle. I don't know if he knows how to sew.
Maybe he doesn't.
Stapler!
Alright, use a stapler. It's faster. What would Luke do? Okay, you have a base to work off. Off of what next?
I feel like Lou would just go all the way.
Which one?
He wouldn't call it a day. He would go in.
So, sculpted details or color and googly eyes?
What would Lou do?
Well, okay. I'm torn between not doing googly eyes because Stan seemed kind of like...
It's just to accent the googly eyes.
Oh, they were already there, right. So color.
That might that would either help or hinder things, and I'm not sure which one.
I don't know what sculpted details refers to.
Me neither. Coloring in some refer to accent the googly eyes. I mean,
vote now on your phone.
1 or 2. I'm almost leaning towards the accenting the googly eyes, just leaning into it.
Like
But we'll listen to you, Mark. What do you think? 2? Okay, we're doing googly eyes.
Yeah.
Hey, that's me. Hey, Stan, I'm finished.
Good enough.
Damn it! Stan picks your disturbing creation up gingerly.
So what's the story here? Give it to me.
Oh, fuck.
How do you want to approach this? More fact than fiction? More fiction than fact? Or just have fun with it?
Just have fun with it!
Alright.
This is a squirkin'. A fish, squirrel, chicken. Stan nods appraisingly.
Sounds like you got the hang of this.
Fuck yeah!
Alright,
got it!
This thing's about as close to show ready as it'll get. Wait here a sec. Lutes, they
Wanna have fun.
Lutes just wanna say.
That's all you really want. Okay. Stan carries the showpiece out of the room. After a few months, you hear his footsteps return, and he comes into the room with 2 cans of Pit Cola. Stan sets one down on the dining table, its condensation starting a slow drip onto the table's surface. He waves you over to join him, and you slide into the seat across from him.
Nothing like a cold one to finish up the day. Cheers.
Where's the beer? He picks up his can, gesturing towards you with it as he leans leisurely back in his chair, and you watch as he takes a sip.
Okay. Oh, extra gay.
I took a sip.
It's a nice looking sip, and now you're staring.
Ooh. You pull over your own can and pop it.
Why'd you say it like that? So, got any questions for me?
All the questions!
Talking tends to ease me into a new place. Might do the same for you.
Boxers or briefs?
So, you got any questions for me? No, you have to pick these questions.
Boxers or briefs? Stan. Wait, we know it's boxers.
Yeah. I mean, you might not know yet. But
start with him. Hey, handsome. So handsome. Tell me about yourself.
Stan laughed nervously. That was more of my nervous laugh than Stan's nervous laugh, but... What is this, a first date?
Yes.
Well, I'm Pines. Stan Pines. Imaginator, town darling, used to be proprietor of the Mystery Shack. proprietor. Cannot talk.
Mark, you're wrong. Stan is the hot brother, not Ford. And I say that because I relate to Ford too much.
They're both the hot brother.
No!
They're both the hot brother.
Angie would disagree.
Stan is the rugged hot brother, and Ford is the sciencey hot brother.
He's the rugged in a different way hot brother.
Yeah, they are both rugged.
Yeah. I mean, those chins. He pauses and stays paused. You give him an expectant look that wants him to continue. Nice Lute. And he clears his throat, nervous.
What, you were serious? I don't, get this often. The longest I can get people to listen to me is when I'm selling them something, and even then it's tough luck. Look at that face.
No.
The last time someone listened to me, they tried to eat me. Can you believe that? I barely got much meat left on me.
Yeah, it looks like it's mostly fat.
That's still mean.
I didn't mean
Don't
that,
be
Stan.
mean.
And?
Stan's got like a whole thick layer of muscle underneath that fat.
Yeah, he does. You just gotta carve on it. And keep going. You can't just knit it there. Stan gives an uncertain smile, which becomes a full-on grin, and he laughs. Yes!
That was so loud. Alright, I'll tell ya. So, you see, there's this irresistible thing called revenge.
Stan tells you a tale of a road trip, a mountain full of mummies, and a woman who was secretly a spider, which you think sounds like something you would like to tell your younger sister about.
Keep reading the things.
You don't believe a word of it, but you find yourself enjoying it anyway. Stan knows how to hold his audience in a decadent suspense.
The suspense is so decadent.
Is in a decent suspense, and he seems to light up whenever you laugh at the right parts, grinning along with you. Aww! Before today, you'd never even heard of Mr. Mystery before, but now you feel like you're really seeing something special here. One-on-one with the man himself. Mark, you're right. Stan is strong in the real... Rich, creamy decadence.
Tenderly nursing him on the richest of creams.
That was good. Alright, let's ask about Ford now. Poindexter! Is Ford usually like that? What?
I just like that phrasing. Just, is Ford usually like that? No specifics, just like that. You mean trying to fix what ain't broken and ending up making trouble? Nah, he was the good twin growing up.
You were the troublemaker. I can tell. Stan laughs.
You have no... That's just how I'm gonna do the Stan laugh. I'm just gonna
Fine.
go, ha!
Ah, ha, ha, ha.
I like just saying, ha! You have no idea.
Oh, shit! Let's move on to about his past.
Ooh.
I want to know.
You're really interested in me, huh? Or do you ask everyone these kind of questions? How, coming on strong are we gonna be in here? Is Lute?
Lute comes on strong.
So
he's
mainly
like
interested.
Angie.
He's
like
not gonna
Angie.
lie about being interested in everyone. He's gonna be, I'm mainly interested in you,
Also,
right?
I mean, like, the thing is, Lute will be, like, polite.
Mm-hmm.
Lute will be, like, polite. But, you know, there's polite, and then there's actually being interested in someone. And, like, even without being romantically interested, Lute's probably interested.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, yeah. Thank you, Nor. I did, in fact, try to Lute. Like, mainly interested in you.
Clicking that. Alright, ever heard of smuggling pugs? Has Lute ever heard of smuggling pugs?
Fuck no.
No? Exactly. That's because everyone in the business is good at keeping secrets. Really good. So why am I telling you now? I'm out of the business. I don't care. This absolutely isn't so that if the authorities question you, you'll give false information that leads them off my trail.
Look, I was eating, damn it. Right. Stan loads you up with false information that may or may not contain kernels of truth within them. It's surprisingly hard to tell whether the crazier parts are embellishment or the real deal. About the exhibits. The showroom fuck, I slipped into Ford there. The showroom already seemed full when I saw it earlier. Why make more?
Tourists love variety. Put up a sign advertising a new attraction and they'll come pouring through the doors. When I started this place, I didn't think I'd, like making these. It used to be just another thing that made money. Now I'm stuck with it. Guess 30-something years of routine will do that to a man.
Oh. Stan sounds gruff, but it's a fond gruffness. Aww!
Sixer says keeping familiar habits helps too, so I've kept it up. You think I could sell some of these as art pieces?
Fuck yeah! Yes, wait.
Yes, no, or assume that was a rhetorical question?
I don't think that Lute would assume it was a rhetorical question.
So yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I could play them up to buyers and sell them at even more ridiculous prices than I usually would.
Oh my god, Mark said fruffness.
Fruffness!
That's so cute! Stan tips his head back to get that final sip of pit, then sets his empty can down with an air of finality. Wait.
Well, Lute, you did good for your first try. If you feel like helping me around again sometime, returning the favor on the car, let me know.
You nod, and Stan gets up to leave when you remember something. Wait, I still owe you the price of admission, right? For the tour earlier?
Nah, don't worry about it. You can tell that Stan is into Lute already, because he's not charging him the price.
What can we say? Them gucks.
Gives me something to hold over you if I need it.
He says that, and he leaves. But even from what little you've seen from him, you feel like Stan's not really the type to hold that over you. At least, not for anything serious. Bro, look at what Miller said. Kiss him, you fool, and then he'll return your favor, alright. Oh! Ah, Mark thinks you're adorable. This tour trap might have more to offer you than you thought.
Some Grunkle Funkle.
Fuck yeah! Wait, what is this?
I think that was Mabel giving you your romance progress.
Fuck, we didn't do well!
No, we did, I think. That's just so far. Look, it was saying good.
Okay. Wait. You guys saw the stream. What was it?
I think that bar was like so far out of like how closer to the goal, not like a rating or whatever.
Okay.
We didn't fucked up.
We flirted with him!